Hello, I'm Jesse McAnally.
And I'm Andrew DeWolf.
And welcome to Musicals with Cheese, the podcast where I try to get Andrew to like musical theater. Andrew, how are you doing today?
Oh, good lord. You had to ask.
Yeah, you're right, I did. That's how this works every week.
Oh, yeah, so, I mean, I'm trying to find, like, a songwriter for my show, right? It's this show that's, like, about something. And I have this song that it's not like anything you've ever heard before. It's like, you know, the hills are alive with random lyric and you know.
No,
I need someone who can
the
write
hills are alive with the sound of music. How's that?
Whoa, that's like really good. How did you come up with that?
I'm just a genius.
You're just a genius. How about we go over to the local club and you do all of the work and I'll sit in the bar and drink.
My friend who's been sitting at the bar and drinking. I fell in love with the courtesan, sparkling diamond girl.
Man, that's not what I asked you to do, but I mean, did we get the show though?
Yeah, we did, but also I'm in love, and she wants to hang out with this rich, famous, also very attractive duke that's gonna give her money.
Damn, that's crazy.
I like how you're playing this friend character as the most apathetic, useless human being on the planet.
I don't know. I feel like that's accurate to the show. Whatever.
This week, we're talking about Moulin Rouge the Musical. Cue the music, Brie.
This is where all your dreams come true. You are the Moulin Rouge!
So Moulin Rouge is a musical with the music and lyrics by various artists, and a book by John Logan, who actually wrote the screenplay to the Sweeney Todd movie. Fun fact.
Oh, wow.
It is based on Moulin Rouge, a film released in 2001 by Baz Luhrmann, which in turn was based on the myth of Orpheus and Eurydice, which I will explain how that connects later. It opened on Broadway at the Al Hirschfeld Theater, preview starting on June 28th, 2019, and officially opening on July 25th. Beginning on March 12, 2020, the production was suspended due to the COVID-19 pandemic. At the time, producers of the show indicated that one of the performers had possible symptoms of the coronavirus. At least 4 performers contracted the virus, including stars Aaron Tveit, Danny Bernstein, and many others. At the time of the closing, producers said that they planned to reopen in April 2020, but obviously that didn't happen. The date would continually shift as Broadway's closure was eventually pushed to fall 2021. The production is officially scheduled to resume on September 24th, 2021. Moulin Rouge was nominated for 14 Tony Awards, including Best Actor for Aaron Tveit, where he is currently unopposed, so we could at least say that they probably won this one.
I don't know. That might not be true, considering what happened to the Lightning Thief.
You know, this is one of the only... And, oh, fuck, what was the other one? We got a bunch of jukebox musicals, and then The Lightning Thief, and they still refuse to nominate The Lightning Thief for Best Original Score.
Even though it's the only original score.
Yes, Andrew. This jagged little pill. Yeah, it's ridiculous. So the plot of Moulin Rouge, set in Montmartre quarter of Paris, at the turn of the century, a world of indulgent beauty and unparalleled extravagance. Bohemians and aristocrats and bourgeoisies and mademoiselles. Moulin Rouge the Musical tells the fictional story of an ambitious, lovesick writer Christian and a dazzling, entrancing lady called Satine. Their lives collide at the Moulin Rouge with its many characters, including the host of the Moulin Rouge, Harold Zidler, the brilliant and starving artist Toulouse-Lautrec, the greatest tango dancer and gigolo in all of Paris, Santiago, and the tempting Nini, and the Duke Monmouth, the wealthy and entitled patron of the club who thinks he can buy anything he wants, including love. Andrew, yes? I don't know if I need to remind you of this, but we did a commentary on the Moulin Rouge film about a year ago.
Yeah.
What did you think of that film, and what do you think? Like, what do you remember of it, and what did you think of it?
I kind of remember it not being that bad, but also being like the craziest thing I've ever seen.
It's a live-action cartoon for a good majority, but also very sincere and never without energy. It is full of energy, beginning to end.
Yeah, and it's a jukebox in a way, like musical, but also it's not, because like it's all pop songs, but it's like pop songs mashed up.
Yes.
Although they're not, I don't know, they're not mashed up in a super creative way. It's more just like they play part of one pop song and then they do a different part of a different song, and it just kind of goes like that.
I think there's only one song that's like that in the movie version, where all the rest of them are just kind of a full song.
Yeah,
like
the
your
movie
song.
One, you're right. The movie one is they do different styles on the song a lot of times. Like the Roxanne in the movie is like very distinctive versus the Police version.
Yes, or even like a Virgin, which is stylistically, visually, and just intentionally a very different vibe than the Madonna song.
But they do have that song that's like every love song ever written mashed up.
Yes,
and it's
the
just
Elephant
like
Love medley.
Yeah, they just like do one line of a love song and then do one line of a different love song, and it's just that for like 3 minutes. Which
is slightly clever in the movie because it's like a love song responding to it, where it's like someone singing a sincere love song and they're counteracting it with a more cynical love song, like where it's like, what's love got to do with it? And then like all that. It's a back and forth where it kind of feels like a conversation. I won't say it's successful, but its attempt is at least something.
They do something with it, yeah.
What do we think about this musical, Andrew? The stage musical adaptation of that film.
I feel like it takes everything that was good in the movie and gets rid of it. Like all the craziness and like I mean, obviously you can't do edits in a stage show, but like I remember the editing and the way they shot Moulin Rouge, the movie, is just absurdist and like surreal. I don't think you can say the same thing for the way they set up the stage show here.
No.
They also change like most songs, or they add a bunch of songs. I'm not sure which one it is.
They did both. Like they took away a lot of the comedy, which bothers me for obvious reasons. Like the Like a Virgin scene is removed altogether, which is one of the highlights of the movie. And I love the movie. I sincerely, dearly love that movie. I do not like the show.
Don't fully know how to feel about the movie, but I also don't really like the show.
So at least you know for a fact we're not coming in it from like, oh, the movie's perfect, and like I might be, but you got the Andrew factor here.
I honestly, the movie, I don't even know what to think of it. I didn't love it, and I don't even know if I think it's successful in what it was trying to do, because
there's not another film like it.
Weird. No, I mean, that's true, but you could say that about a lot of movies that aren't very good. This show, on the other hand, though, God, I don't know what they were what were they trying to do with this? They made it like more serious by like getting rid of most of the comedic aspects, besides like you have the two comic relief characters, like the two writers that he meets with, who are like supposed to be funny, and they still have that comedy scene where they do Sound of Music.
Yeah. It's just nowhere, the energy isn't there, and it seems like they're removing all the comedy away from the main characters of Christian and Satine. Where, let's think about Ewan McGregor's performance in the film, where he's playing it like as ridiculously doe-eyed as possible.
He's just... he's not even acting like a human being. He's like the romantic.
Love is a many splendid things. Love lifts us up. And then let's not forget Satine's whack-ass scene where she's rolling on the floor, moaning and groaning, pretending to be, like, aroused by Christian's poetry, which they don't even try to do here. I feel like that would have been, like, had them in the aisles on stage.
They also modernized the music quite a bit, which on one hand, I can appreciate, because it's like, well, it's all pop songs, so, like, you're almost setting up Moulin Rouge to be like this thing where like every couple years you add new pop songs to it or something.
Right.
Which I could almost appreciate, but they're also like mashing up pop songs in like not like funny or good, like interesting ways. They're just kind of like, what if this pop song, but also we did some of this pop song at the same time, you know?
I'm going to tell you what bothers me the most about this song usage in this stage version. Maybe
Sure.
this is just me, and I brought this up to you a little bit earlier today. In Moulin Rouge, let's just take The Show Must Go On, which is a Queen song, and a very popular, very well-known Queen song. And they take that, and then they turn it into like this dramatic operatic ballad sung by Jim Cummings pretending to be Jim Broadbent.
Yeah.
And it takes you until like halfway through the song to realize, oh shit, that's a Queen song. Because it sounds nothing like its original while still maintaining the fact that it is that.
Yeah. This show, not at all. They do a rendition of Shut Up and Dance With Me, right?
That is identical.
They literally open it with her saying that line, and it's like, oh, okay, they're gonna do that, and then they just do it. They just do it. Like, there's not even a... I think they add like a small break in the middle where they talk, but outside of that, they just do the song.
Mm-hmm. The song there is no change in it. It is strictly like, hey, remember that pop song? Here it is, wholesale. Which was the interesting thing about Moulin Rouge was their interpretation of the songs, not the fact that they're using pop songs.
Yeah, and at least I can appreciate them at least with the movie doing like different, what would you call it, arrangements that are like very different.
Very different arrangements.
Where... Yeah, I mean, really, in this one, other than mashing up the songs, which I don't think counts as an arrangement, considering, again, they're not really changing the songs. They're just adding some little parts of other songs into the song. Like, that's not really a different arrangement.
No. Like, literally at one point, like, they just sing a little bit of Never Gonna Give You Up for no reason.
Because it's a joke. That's the joke. The joke is, remember, that's a meme.
David Hasselhoff's musical DJ Saved My Life used that same gag.
Yeah. And then some of them, they don't even really mash them up or anything. Like, I don't know. This might have been from the movie, but I feel like when they did Your Song and they just did Your Song.
Yes.
Like, there isn't even a change. It's literally just like, here's an Elton John song.
Like, in the movie, they kind of hide it until the moment he goes, my gift is your song. Like, and he's talking over her, moaning and groaning on the floor, pretending to have an orgasm.
Yeah.
So it becoming Elton John's song is actually kind of a surprise. And also they have whack-it-ass music. Let's also talk about the Police song, Roxanne. In the movie, it is barely recognizable to be the Roxanne song.
It's like weirdly dark and
it is very dark.
Like to the point where it's like it really isn't recognizable other than just like the basic melody and lyrics.
Yes.
Everything else about it though is just completely changed.
Because they wanted to suit their story and the style and Brie, please, let's do a comparison here. I know we're not in the song section yet, but I really need to talk about the stoic difference. So here's a bit of the movie's Roxanne.
On that red light, walk the streets for money. You don't care if it's wrong or if it is right. Roxanne, you don't have to wear that dress tonight. Roxanne, you don't have to sell your body to the night.
His eyes upon your face, his hand upon your hand, his lips caress your skin. It's more than I can
then hears the version that they do in the musical, which is basically just the police song. And then they put a little bit of the movie version at the end.
Which and yeah, and also don't get us wrong, the police song is fine. Doing that is fine, but it's not right for the show.
No, it does not.
This isn't
hit
this
the
isn't
story
a
element.
Yeah, this isn't a police jukebox musical. This is supposed to be something a little bit different than that.
And
yeah.
Well, let's not get it twisted. We have talked in the past about musicals that are just copies of their film version on stage, and we don't like those. What we're saying is there were some theatrically effective moments that would have done well on stage that they opted out of, and the things that they replacement valued for them are nowhere near as effective.
Yeah.
Now, we've gone into this debate right here. Not even a debate, like a diatribe. But Andrew, can you do me a favor? Can you talk about the plot?
The plot of the show, which I think does hit most of the basic elements of the movie. You have the main character who, I believe his name is Christian.
Christian, yeah, not Christian.
Christian?
That's a different.
No,
person.
we're not opening that up. Christian, meets these two writers who are like eccentric writers, and they're writing a play. They book him in as a songwriter, and they're like, "Oh, you got to go talk to whoever at the Moulin Rouge to get us in there." Or is it called the Moulin Rouge?
Yep.
Okay. Yeah, so you got to talk to whoever at the Moulin Rouge to get us in and get our play there. He goes and he talks to I think she is their like biggest performer or something.
Yeah, she's like the mainline performer.
Yeah, and they fall in love, or at least he falls in love with her, and she's like in denial, essentially, that she's in love with him.
But there's like Shakespeare things where she thinks he's the rich duke, and it's like,
Yeah, it's
situational comedy shit.
Yeah, and then there is, of course, the actual rich duke who is buying the Moulin Rouge, and he decides that he will allow them to put on their little show. He's okay with that, but he's gonna date the girl. And what was the girl's name? It was
Satine.
Satine. So the Duke is like, yeah, Satine, you're with me. I own you. And of course, there's a bunch of drama between the Duke and Christian, which I believe eventually ends with Satine dying. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, like tuberculosis.
Yeah, she dies, and Christian is super upsetty spaghetti.
And like a grandiose kind of weird, like upbeat endings, like after like all that death and shit. It really throws you off tonally, but I get they're like, keep them smiling on the way out.
I feel like the dark tone in the second half just doesn't really sit very well with me, and I feel like this is both in the movie and in the show. It's such a wacky and upbeat show, especially in the movie, up until like that second half where it just gets so dark for no real reason, and then it ends on an upbeat ending.
The movie does not end on an upbeat ending.
The movie doesn't. The show does, though, yes.
And that's kind of the reason why I think the movie kind of works, where it pays off all these upbeat insanity of the first half by ending on such a dour way.
Yeah, I don't know if I love that, though it does work better to not have the drastic mood shift at the end, where they start singing "Hey Ya" and just having a blast up on stage.
Yeah. I do want to talk a bit about how the internet likes this show, which I have found myself to trying to do before we do this. So I put out there fans of the Moulin Rouge movie, what did you think of the Moulin Rouge musical? And before I tell you what they said, Andrew, what do you think the consensus is?
I don't really know, but I kind of get the feeling that they probably liked it.
No, most of them really do not like this musical.
Okay, well, that's actually good because I feel like they shouldn't, but...
I do too. But every, fifth... I did get quote retweeted by a bunch of people being like, the responses to this are overly negative and mean. I can't believe everyone's hating on this show. The people that responded to this obviously never saw the show. We sat through the show. I did, at least.
I mean, I wouldn't put myself in the category of people who love the movie, but yeah, I did watch the whole show.
And it don't work. I don't know exactly why it doesn't work. The energy is low. I don't think Christian and Satine have great chemistry, which I think is what does a lot of that movie good. Is Nicole Kidman and Ewan McGregor have very good chemistry despite the wacky situations they're in. So it kind of works despite all of that. Aaron Tveit, I think, has a rough time having any kind of romantic chemistry with a lot of people on screen, I find, and on stage, which is why he's usually played against type, like made the Ghost and Next to Normal and all of that, where his looks, he isn't the cute boy.
Yeah.
But here he is supposed to be the cute boy, and it don't work.
Yeah, I mean, the low energy thing you can really feel.
And I feel like Baz Luhrmann, who directed the movie, I wish he had directed this, because he's directed opera and stage, and he's able to bring his frenetic style to the stage in a lot of interesting ways. Like, he directed the only good production of La Boheme in the last 20 years.
Yeah, but I don't know. I don't really know how to describe why the show doesn't work.
Yeah, and even you'd agree it doesn't work as well as the film, even.
No, but I feel like the reason for that is simply due to things that it couldn't do. I feel like the best parts of the film, even though they're kind of also the most baffling parts, are just like the wacky edits and film, like the film techniques that they use that are just bizarro.
Like, they edit dialogue scenes like they're a song number, which in any other case would be insane, but it works so well. There's like 400 different takes, there's weird zooms, there's a lot of strange choices.
It's absolutely bizarre, but I feel like it works, but you can't do it on stage.
Or if you can, you really have to fine-tune it, and it feels like they were really aiming to appease the Midwest mother here, where it's like, I know this song!
Yeah, I feel like the only thing you're really gonna get out of this is if you're like very much into pop music and you're like, oh man, I love Firework. I love Shut Up and Dance. Oh my goodness, I really love Sympathy for the Devil, which I don't think anyone actually does, but...
Please allow me to introduce myself.
How does that song keep getting played on the radio? Like, honestly, does anyone like that song?
Like any of these songs? Like, I can't... Any of the new songs in here, I don't think I particularly like.
Honestly, the one I probably like the most is Shut Up and Dance, because it's just kind of a dumb, goofy pop song, but it just... What is it doing in a musical? It doesn't belong here.
It could have worked if they had found a way to spin it somewhere new, but they have no interest in spinning this because they want the audience to know what song it is.
Very true.
That's the dichotomy I'm having an issue with here. Like, a lot of this would be interesting and new to me if they were willing to, like, change it up. Like, Firework is a whack-ass choice for an I Want song. Originally in the movie, they had One Day I'll Fly Away, which is a good opening I Want song like title.
Firework doesn't have meaning. It doesn't mean anything. Firework is like I don't even know what you'd call it. It's like the girl boss anthem or whatever.
No, it's the JonTron anthem. What are you talking about?
Oh yeah, that's right.
Honestly,
I mean, JonTron, he can be a girl boss.
That's the shit that bothers me a lot about a lot of these songs. They're our generation, of course, and there's a lot of cultural nuance that comes with that. Where when I hear Firework, I don't even think Katy Perry. I think of that stupid JonTron video that was everywhere 1,000 years ago.
That or I just think of Let It Go and how people have pointed out that it's exactly the same song.
Yeah. Like, there's too much cultural relevance in these very, very popular songs. And while the songs in Moulin Rouge, the film, weren't unpopular, they weren't exactly ones that were top 10 hits at the time.
They also weren't played one-to-one.
No.
Good Lord, is there even more to say about this? I'm not even
baffled.
sure.
I am baffled at how much I dislike this show. Do we want to try to be positive for a couple minutes? Is there anything you liked about it?
I like mashups, like, as a concept. I mean, everyone knows I like mashups.
Neil Cicerega.
Neil Cicerega makes some of the best music that gets put out these days. But I don't think I can use that compliment, though, because I don't think they even qualify as good mashups, because they don't actually mash up the song. They just kind of like play one song after another, like just in really fast like succession. I don't know.
I mean, let's talk about the songs. Like, I know we're not in that section, but let's think of something like Nature Boy. That could, in the film, that's basically used as a recurring theme and an I Want song for Christian. Yeah. They put it as like the second to last song of Act 1, as sung by Toulouse.
Doesn't make sense.
Christian doesn't have an I Want song. Fun fact.
Unless you can't count that.
Christian does not have an I Want song.
I was going to say maybe Your Song, but I don't think that counts.
No, it does not. Nature Boy would have been a great I Want song, like from the Christian, because Christian does talk to us and narrate. It could have been a really good like description of his own story and act as an I Want song for what he wants. Instead, he's just like, I came here looking for adventure. I am Christian from Ohio.
You know, just as like random complaints, because you know what? Why not?
We're trying to be positive, Jared. Remind you.
No, we're not trying to be positive. I really don't like how they just kind of play sections of the song they just did after every song.
Like, what do you mean?
Did you notice that? Like they would have the instrumentals continue, and they would like keep playing like parts of whatever song they had just done.
I mean, that's common enough in musical theater.
It's so obvious when they're pop songs, though, with like
they
distinctive melody.
Do jump out more, but it's not the most. It's not the most uncommon thing in the world.
Yeah, I don't know. This show, I did not like. I don't know. I hate being unspecific with criticisms, but I just watched this yesterday, and I don't have time to collect my thoughts on it, so it's just kind of like.
Well, Ben Brantley apparently does, so.
Yeah, Ben Brantley can think it over really quickly. So.
I think the stage effects are very good. I think the lighting and the way it's used is very effective. I think some orchestrations are cool. I think all the actors are trying very hard. Yeah. I think a lot of the secondary actors are very, very good. Like the guy that plays Harold Zidler, Danny Bernstein.
Although I almost feel like that qualifies for every show, though. These are like actors trying really hard. Like, I don't know. We almost never complain about actors.
Sometimes.
Yeah, I mean, very rarely though. Like most of the time, the actors are giving their all on almost every show.
And this is one of those rare times where it's super important that the actors are right, because this is very stylized, very weird, and I don't think they're all right here.
The Duke as a character.
Yeah.
What
do you remember about the Duke as the character from the movie?
I kind of remember he was like mysterious and you didn't really see that much
No,
of him.
He's in it a lot. He's like this weird mustached, slick back hair, like ridiculous looking cartoon villain.
Did they introduce him?
No,
late?
He's introduced at the same time here. He just looks ridiculous. Do you like look up a picture of him right now? And
I have to look this up. I should have rewatched the movie, but honestly I didn't want to.
I told you that you should look at a couple clips.
I'm sorry. I'm on the Moulin Rouge wiki and there's a page for the Duke. The Duke was a selfish and vile man. He took the only good thing about life away from two more than perfect young lovers.
Yeah.
The Duke doesn't find out Santina's died and he leaves. The story ends shortly after. A period. That's the article. That's the whole article.
Poor the Duke. They came for him. They that is not accurate journalism.
Look, the Duke sucks as a character in, like, he is very unlikable. I do like the scene where he's trying to, like, fix the character that he relates to in the play that they're putting on. I do like that scene because I think that that's very funny.
And that's from the movie.
It kind of reminds me of how, like, shitty people will do that with media that they watch. Like, people will watch like Fight Club or something, and they'll be like, "This Brad Pitt character really should have been the good guy, really, if you think about it."
It's just like that Captain America show where the, like, Nazi Captain America is like, he's such a cool guy, I like him. Why are they making him the villain?
He's, like, really cool. Like, why did they make him the bad guy? And it's like, dude, just because you relate to this piece of shit doesn't mean he's not a bad person.
You know, this Hitler's got a bad rap. I mean, he's able to round up a group of people. It's great.
Bruh.
The Duke is boring in the musical because they made him traditionally attractive, rich, and suave in a way that, why wouldn't Satine go with him? Like, they make him an obvious, like, hey.
Well, I mean, the implication isn't that he's, like, to the core unattractive.
Yeah.
It's more that he's, like, terrible as a person and doesn't love her.
Yes, but the movie kind of... the thing is, this musical, this story can't be subtle. Because if it's too subtle, then you're bored. Because there's not much to offer. You gotta paint with a big, wide paintbrush here.
It is a very boring story. There's just not much
Which
to it.
is the reason why the film works, because it makes such extravagant choices. Therefore, you kind of ignore how boring the story is, because you're like, what the fuck's going on? It's the ultimate style over substance, but then they've kind of they've subtracted a lot of the style, added a sprinkle of substance, and then you're just kind of bored.
They took the general look of the movie, like the, what would you call it?
The colors,
the
aesthetics.
Deep reds, and, like, the aesthetics of it. Like, they took all of that, but they didn't take the important stuff, which is, like, this has to be so over the top, like, that it's not even funny. Like, if I was going to put Moulin Rouge on a stage, you would have to have, like, people swinging on wires, like, in every song.
Yes.
Number. Like, I don't even know.
There is no wire work in this musical.
Like, yeah, like, just none. Like, they were just always standing on the stage. Like, there was some good, like, okay dancing, but, like, honestly, the dancing wasn't even that over the top.
No.
You know?
And the minimalist is not what you go for when you do Moulin Rouge. I'm sorry.
They should have done some wacky stuff like they did in, like Pippin, you know, like, where they have, like, people come out and do magic tricks or something.
Like
just crazy stuff.
Artists, get them all in.
Yeah, like, that's kind of what you have to do. Because otherwise, we're looking at the most bare-bones, simple love story ever written with a villain who is just... Literally, he uses Sympathy for the Devil as his theme song. Like, come on. Like, there's nothing here.
And the thing is, the story is playing it dead fucking serious, too. Like, that's the other thing. Like, the movie is goofy until it isn't. This is serious until it basically is all the way serious with some pop songs.
And they have, like, those, like, joke characters, like the writers. Yeah. They have them, like, trying to make, like, actual serious points, like, you know, where they're like, oh, you know, the Duke character has to be bad, like, they're trying to fight back against the Duke or whatever. And it's just like, this is dumb. This is really dumb.
Can we talk a bit about Toulouse-Lautrec, who is played by John Leguizamo in the movie, and how they made him in love with Satine in the musical?
Yeah, I don't understand it.
I didn't either. Toulouse...
Maybe they just wanted it to be a love square.
Well, I have my own opinion. It is, in my impersonation, I could be interpreting this wrong. I thought Toulouse was kind of in love with Christian and was kind of disappointed that Christian kind of ran off with Satine. And it was like that pining and, like, was there for him to catch him when he falls and is always trying to help Christian. And, you know, it kind of in the way that it's subtext in Singing in the Rain that Cosmo might be gay. I felt like they're like, nope, we don't want no gays in this, so they just had to make him in love with Satine.
He's got a serious case of the not gays, is what you're saying?
Yes, I am. And it feels out of place, and I feel like you'll agree with me. It adds nothing to
those characters. Those characters in the movie are barely characters, and it's the same here. But like, why are we even giving them this? Like, they don't whatever.
I think
They don't need to be there.
I think in the movie, Toulouse is there to pine after Christian, and Santiago is there to sing Roxanne.
Pretty much, yeah.
Which is fine. That movie's not like aiming to like cure cancer and shit. That movie knows painfully what it is, for better and for worse.
All right. I think we've said enough, and we have to figure out what have other people said about this.
You're right, Andrew. It's time to compare our opinions with those of the New York theater critics. It's time for previews.
It's time for previews. It's time for previews.
All right, Andrew, what we
Brie.
got? Without Brie. We miss you, Brie. We miss you a lot. Come back next
do.
month. I feel like
New York Times.
Honestly, hold on. I don't mean to interrupt. I feel like Brie would keep us so much more on track right now. I feel like we're so off the rails, and Brie would be like, hey, let's get back to this, boys.
That might be true, but she's not here, so the rails
chaos
are gone.
reigns.
Yes. All right, New York Times critic Ben Brantley said of the original Broadway production. This one's for the hedonists. All you party people should know that the Al Hirschfield Theater has been refurbished as an opulent pleasure palace wherein decadence comes without hangovers. That's where the euphoric Moulin Rouge the Musical opened on Thursday night in a shower of fireworks, confetti, and glittering fragments of what feels like every pop hit ever written. In Moulin Rouge, life is beautiful in a way reality never is. All is permitted and forgiven. In the name of love, bohemian poverty is exquisitely picturesque. Stardom is around the corner for the gifted and hungry, and even songs you thought you never wanted to hear again pulse with irresistible new sex appeal.
Ew.
Did he love this show?
He did. He
What is
did.
happening? But there's an all-important difference when the MC in Cabaret, famously embodied by Joel Grey and later Alan Cumming, promises that in here life is beautiful. He's lying. Set in Weimar, Berlin, Cabaret is ultimately a cautionary musical, finding the social heedlessness in divine decadence. Wait, what does that mean? What is he saying here?
I think
Is he just saying that unlike Cabaret, this actually is just
think that those
everything is
paragraphs are
beautiful?
reversed, where instead of life being a lie like in Cabaret, beauty being a lie in Cabaret, in Moulin Rouge it actually is.
I don't think that's true.
Satine dies!
I mean, yeah, there's no Nazis in it, but like,
The Duke's still there and tries to sexually assault her.
wait, did we watch the show, Ben? Were you in the audience?
He was too busy like, ooh, firework!
The stuff of radio wallpaper has been repurposed here, but it's never performed as karaoke throwaways.
I disagree.
It literally is. Definitely done. It does that for sure. When Miss Olivia sings the Katy Perry chart topper Firework, or Mr. Tveit does Adele's Rolling in the Deep, it's with an uncompromising personal passion. Dude, what do you... They just sing the songs. Also, like, geez, insult to Adele. Are you trying to say Rolling in the Deep isn't performed with personal passion?
That's the thing. Like, I think Adele performs with more personal passion than Aaron Tveit.
I think, yeah, absolutely she does. I don't know about Firework. I feel like Katy Perry and the word passion probably shouldn't be in the same sentence, but...
Imagine her as Foskin Passion. No!
When this emporium of impure temptations is really selling its pure escapism, you may not believe in it all by the next morning, but I swear you'll feel nothing like regret.
He loved the show. It's so wacky to me.
Do we have anything about him on the movie? Did he talk about the movie ever?
No.
I don't know. I don't... Like, okay, if you like the show, whatever,
Yeah,
that's fine.
that's fine.
Some of these praises, though, like, what are you talking about? Like, Adele's Rolling in the Deep was performed with an uncompromising personal passion? Like, what? They just sang the song.
And its
Like, they
placement
just
is
sang the
weird as
song.
hell, too.
I don't know. This is, of all the shows that Ben Brantley goes easy on, this was not the one I would expect.
I mean, it feels about right, to be honest. It's all glitz and glamour with a little bit of passion.
We'll never escape you, Ben Brantley, will we?
Well, in theory, we will have to eventually. Maybe we'll escape him when he comes on our show one day.
We would not let him on our show.
If he wrote an email, I might consider it, to be honest.
It would be, oh, hey, Ben.
Hilarious, and I'd get to tell him to his face how much of a piece of shit I think he is. It would be great, Andrew.
It would be great.
Ben Brantley, come on our show so we can insult you. We can make some very personal insults. Let's do it.
To your face.
Don't you love it?
Let's do a mid-show, and then we'll get into.
Wait, you didn't say if you agreed with him or not.
Oh, I didn't? I don't agree with him.
Me neither. Let's go into a mid-show. Hey guys, we've gone off the rails and are officially like on the road running from the police. But
Whoopee!
You know what? We're gonna need as much money as we can. So you know what? You should give us a little money. Follow us on Patreon. If you go to Patreon, you can give us money. We got a weekly Schmigadoon breakdown with me and our editor Liz Eston. We love it, Liz. You can hang out with our Patreon meetups. We do those once a month, and you can hang out with us. Well, not Andrew all the time, but mostly us. And there's a lot of other cool shit on there. Andrew, who's supporting us on Patreon?
Oh boy, we got our current patrons are Melissa Goldman, Terry Needleman, John Donna, Leighton Ackles, Danielle Renix, Jess the Stampede, Ewan Cassidy, Taskier, Fire of September, Monica Thoreau, Mina Maniri, Brent Black, Haley Murray, Nathaniel Stacy Coombe, Joseph Evans Green, Carrie Ahern, Mary Lou Choquette, John Vanels, Heck You, I Go By Elijah Now, Russ Walker, Musical Hell, Emily Gracely, Tablam, Kyle Summers, Janae C., Scoot in the Technicolor Dreamcoat, Felice R., Liz Lim, Allison Stuller, Nothing Is Certain Except Beth and Taxes, John Vanels, Thespian, Ren Cullen, Wait in the Wings, Spectacle Machine, Jacob Stroop, Raphael Martinez Celeste, Robert Benjamin, Rachel T., Jessica T., Genevieve Hartnett, Cass, Mitchell Young, Chai Teacup, Tim Allen Robinson, Katie McDonough, Timothy Keys, Jeffrey Machado, Jacques, Toon Van Essen, R. Elliott, Chris Marcotte, Katie Terberg, Mimu, Kiji Marie Anastasio, Leela, RJ Noriga, Sebastian Canino, Evan Reagan, Olivia Nicolasion, and Lizzie Keynes. I swear, some of these names are here just so I can't pronounce them.
Don't worry, next week they're gonna change. You know it.
Oh yes.
But they give us a little extra financial support that helps us keep the lights on here at Musicals for Cheese. If you'd like to join them in supporting us and get tons of fun perks such as Patreon-only commentaries and a bunch of other shit, come join us over at Patreon. All right, Angie, you ready to get back to the show?
Let's talk some music.
Welcome to the Moulin Rouge! Because you can. Because you can. Because you can. Because you can. Hardy, 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 hardy. Hardy, 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 hardy. Because you can.
Okay, so that opening number where it's mostly just Lady Marmalade and the can we can because we can.
I hate it.
It's an effective opening. I'm going to disagree there.
I hate the "cause we can" thing. I hate it.
Yeah, I don't mind it. It sets up the world. It almost made me think that this was going to take place in media res, which would have been better than like reversing. I would have preferred it to just start at the night where we meet Christian and Satine. Like that idea fascinated me enough where I was like, if you just do that, we can actually spend some time to get to know these characters together instead of like the intro with Christian coming to the Moulin Rouge and meeting all these guys. We could get rid of that in a sentence. And then they didn't do that. Then we flash back anyway, so I was really pissed.
I kind of thought the same thing. I was expecting it to be like a... Honestly, I was curious as if they were going to do like a different story entirely, but then they went back and they're like, oh, here's the Sound of Music thing.
That would have been interesting if they had just done a different thing with the stylistic choices of the Moulin Rouge movie.
Yeah, because I was like, well, they're going to do different music. Like, maybe they'll do something a little different. Maybe we'll see something a little different. Kind of wish they did because... of what we got, but what are you gonna do?
Not this. What did you think of just... I think the guy that plays Zidler is very, very good. I think he nails the scene and kind of nails the performance.
He's giving it his all, and I think, honestly, I wish there was more of the character.
I agree.
It feels like after this song, he's kind of like barely in it. Am I wrong about that?
He's in it, but nowhere near as a presence, and he doesn't even get his own songs. Like, they cut The Show Must Go On, which is his big number. They cut Like a Virgin. Yep. They cut all of his big moments, which kind of sucks.
Yeah. It really does feel like he's just gone, because, in the movie, he does get other big stuff, and in this one, he's just like, bye. It really stinks, because he's, like, the most stylized character. He's got the, like, ring... the
ringmaster aesthetic.
Ringmaster aesthetic. I don't know. I would have liked to see more.
I think he was just too fun, and they didn't like fun.
Fair enough.
But this is we didn't mention this earlier, but this is from the director Alex Timbers, who did Bloody Bloody Andrew Jackson and a bunch of other stuff. I don't like. I feel like he's good with like the comedic side, like the weird satirical side. I don't know why he went so serious with this.
Maybe he just had a different interpretation of the material. I don't know. I don't think it worked though.
Nope, it didn't. What about Shut Up and Raise Your Glass?
You mean basically when they just perform Shut Up and Dance with Me?
No, they perform Shut Up and Dance with Me, Raise Your Glass, and I Want to Dance with Somebody.
They basically just perform Shut Up and Dance.
Yeah, they do.
Like, honestly.
She took my arm. I don't know how it happened. We took the floor and she said, "Oh, don't you never look back. Just keep your eyes on me." She said, "You're holding back." She said, "Shut up and dance with me. This woman is my destiny." She said, "Ooh, shut up and dance with me. Ooh, shut up and dance with me." Slam, oh hot damn, what part of party don't you understand? This you just freak out. Can't stop coming in hot. I should be locked up right on the spot. Why so serious?
It doesn't sound theatery enough to me.
Not at all. And the opening to it is like this tongue-in-cheek gag of like she says "shut up and dance," and the people in the like the instrumentals are already playing the song when she says it. Yeah. So it's like, come on, are we really just gonna do this?
It takes every moment it can to be as cringe as hell, and then it's like, yeah, we'll do that.
It's like, yeah, we're really gonna go there. But you can almost hear like the wine moms cheering when the song comes on.
Shut up and dance with me. If you can imagine like your dad performing this with his band at a shitty bar at 4 a.m., the song's probably in this musical.
Yep.
I think it's...
Moving on.
Wait. I think the dancing in the scene is fun. I think it looks very nice. I'm trying to be positive.
Yeah, you're trying.
I'm not...
The dancing is definitely fine. It's there. It exists.
Yeah. Firework. The first thing even close to an I Want song we get is Firework.
You don't have to feel like a waste of space. You're an original, cannot be replaced. If you only knew what the future holds. After a hurricane comes a rainbow. Maybe the reason why all the doors are closed, so you could open one that leads you to that perfect road. like a lightning bolt. Your heart will glow, and when it's time you'll know. You just gotta ignite the light and let it shine. Just on the night like the 4th of July. 'Cause baby, you're a firework. Come on and show 'em what you work. Make 'em go, oh, 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 as you shoot across the sky.
Do you ever feel like a plastic bag, Jess?
No, nowhere is this an effective I Want song. What the hell? Katy Perry is not a wordsmith.
This song, even in the context of the show, this song cannot muster even an ounce of meaning.
Let's take a look at these lyrics. Hold on.
Yeah, let's go ahead.
Like, we know how it opens. Do you ever feel like a plastic bag drifting through the wind, wanting to start again? Like, that's not a great intro. But let's take
Especially not when we're set in a world where plastic bags don't exist.
You're right. Shit, you're right. What did they
Forgot
use?
it was a period piece, didn't you?
I mean, I didn't forget. It's just like one of those things. It's like, oh, plastic bags didn't exist, did they?
Probably use baskets.
Like, it's about, like, a girl. What is the song Firework about? I think that is the philosophical question today. It's about a girl that wants to feel wanted, correct? Like, it's a self-confidence song.
Yeah, it's literally just like, are you feeling down today? Turn on this song and you'll feel better. I think that's like the whole song.
The chorus is literally, you just gotta ignite the night and let it shine. Just own the night for the 4th of July. Because baby, you're a firework. Come on, show them what you're worth. Make them go, oh, 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 as you shoot across the sky. Doesn't rhyme.
Also, 4th of July. This is set in France.
Yeah, I don't... Wait, what year did this take place in?
I couldn't tell you.
End of 20th century, so America did exist.
Yeah, but why would... I guess France did have an appreciation for the American Revolution.
I get... I mean, kind of. But still, it's ridiculous. Boom, 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 even brighter than the moon, moon, moon. It's always been inside of you. Like, this is a pep-up song. Like, for a B character, maybe. This is not your main I Want song for your lead ingenue.
This is... And it just doesn't even make sense. Like, what is she singing about?
Like... I hate to keep comparing this to the movie. I'm Brie, feel free to play a clip of the song when I bring it up. But Nicole Kidman sings an incredible song called One Day I'll Fly Away, which is actually about her wanting to get out of this life that she's not happy with. Where this is like, I'm great, and I know I'm great. I'm a firework.
I'm a firework. I just need to ignite the night and let it shine.
I hate it. I hate it so much. But, oh my god, I love Katy Perry.
I don't even think there's anyone that says that, but yeah.
Katy Perry, because she knows she's
actually,
a firework.
Ben Brantley said it, didn't he?
Oh my god, Katy Perry!
Jess, do you agree that this song was sung with an uncompromising personal passion?
No, it was Rolling in the Deep, but whatever.
Actually, he kind of implies that both of them were.
Karen Olivo does what she can with it, but... Like, take something without any depth and try to add depth to it. I wish you the best of luck.
All right. What about your song?
So excuse me for getting, but these things I do. You see, I've forgotten if they're green or they're blue. Anyway, the thing is, what I really mean. Yours are the sweetest eyes that I've ever seen. You can tell everybody this is your song. It may be quite simple, but now that it's done, I hope you don't mind. I hope you don't mind that I put down in words.
It's fine. This is an effective love ballad.
It actually does make sense in context of the show, too.
Yes.
I will say that. It's like, it's actually a songwriter talking about
Writing a song.
writing a song for somebody.
I know that's
Like,
like
it
the
actually
bare
makes
minimum
sense.
here, but
I mean, honestly, this is, if we're gonna pick a song that fits into the show, this is the one. This is like the main one that actually fits.
I agree. I think it's effective, but that's only because it comes from the movie, and you can't change that because that's such an iconic scene and song in the movie.
Yeah. Do they do it better in the show?
No,
What's not better?
there's no singing moon.
That's true. All right.
Which is the best
Moving
part
on.
of the movie. I do miss the singing moon, as dumb and stupid as that is in the movie. I love it.
How about Sympathy for the Duke?
Let me please introduce myself. I'm a man of wealth and taste. I'll lay traps for troubadours who'll get killed if they come your way. So if you meet me, have some courtesy, have some sympathy and some taste. Use all your well-learned politics, or I'll lay your soul to waste.
It's Sympathy for the Devil. You can't always get what you want, ending with Give Me Shelter. It's stupid. But I don't mind it as an opening to the song. Please allow me to introduce myself. Like, if you're going to do Sympathy for the Devil, it kind of works there.
Yeah. As a villain song, I guess it's probably the best they could muster.
And it also feels like a conversational piece. It feels like it belongs in a musical in a weird way, especially that introduction.
Yeah.
But eventually falling into You Can't Always Get What You Want is a little on the nose.
Yeah. Also, why is the Duke saying that? Doesn't the Duke believe that he can always get what he wants? I don't know.
Yeah, you're right. It's bad. In his opening, during the opening number, he does sing a little bit about the best things in life are free, but you can save it for the birds and bees. I've got money. Which I guess works.
Yeah.
That's being very kind. Now the Elephant Love Medley.
All you need is love.
You're being ridiculous.
All you need is love. Just one night. Give me just one night.
There's no way, 'cause you can't pay.
In the name of love. One night in the name of love.
You crazy fool. I won't give in to you.
It's so easy. All you have to do is fall in love.
Love hurts.
All you have to do is play the game.
Love scars.
All you have to do is take on.
No, 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 it ain't me.
Take me on.
No, 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 because you'll be gone in a day or two.
All you need is love, just one night, pride in the name of love, can't help falling in love, don't speak, I love you always forever, it ain't me, babe, love hurts, love is a battlefield, play the game, such great heights, torn, take on me, fidelity, what's love got to do with it, everlasting love, up where we belong, heroes, your song, and I will always love you. Andrew, all of those songs are in this one song.
This is in the movie too, and honestly, I don't like it.
They added like 10 more songs to this song.
It was already bloated and already like the laziest of mashups, because all they do is they're just like, here's one line of the chorus of this song, followed up by one line of the chorus of this song, followed up by one line of the chorus of this song.
I disagree, because it does feel like a conversation in the movie where he's like, just one night, no way, 'cause you can't stay in the name of love, one night in the name of love, you crazy fool, I won't give in to you, please don't leave me. Like, it's a response call. It works because they are kind of having a conversation. It just happens to be in pop culture songs. Here it's just like random things.
Yeah, it's just like, any song that has the word love in it, send it over to us. We got to add it.
Yes, they don't understand that it is a call and response thing the way that it was in the movie, and they're like, if it says love, let's squeeze it in.
Yeah.
And I don't mean to sound negative, and it could be or diminishing, because you could just say that about the original the way that you just did, but there was effort in the original to make it a conversation, an argument.
I still feel like it just kind of feels like pop culture jerk-offy a little bit.
It is.
Where it's just like, hey, do you know all of these songs? Because we do too.
You know what they didn't include, though, which they probably could have?
What's that?
I would do anything for love.
That's because Meatloaf isn't relevant.
We brought him into relevancy for a brief moment.
We knew he couldn't stay.
Yeah. Let's talk about Come What May, the only song that was original for the movie. It was written for the movie, kind of.
Suddenly the world seems such a perfect place. Suddenly it moves with such a perfect grace.
Suddenly my life doesn't seem such a waste.
All revolves around you, and there's no mountain too high,
No river too wide.
sing out this song, and I'll be there by your side. Storm clouds may gather and stars may collide.
But I love you
I love you
till the end.
until the end of time.
Do you even remember this song in either film or the stage version?
Not really.
Figured you wouldn't.
I could look it up real quick. See if I can listen to a moment of it.
No, it doesn't matter. It's a generic love song, but in the context of both the movie and the stage show, Christian writes it and so that he can sing it whenever he and Satine aren't around each other, so that they know that they love each other, even if she's like sleeping with the Duke or something.
Is this was this written for the movie so they could try to win a best original song?
Yes, but it was disqualified because it was originally written for the Romeo plus Juliet movie. So
Ooh, that's a shame.
yeah, because I actually I dig this song, and I think they do a pretty good job singing it in the stage version, because it's a difficult song to fuck up.
How do you feel about the Glee version?
Once again, a hard song to fuck up. You hit the notes,
Okay.
you hold them right. Oh, look at that, a decent version of that song.
Yeah. All right. What's next? Do we talk about Roxanne?
Do you want to skip right over Chandelier, which I don't even understand how that related into the story?
It didn't.
Imagine,
about it.
like, the only reason to introduce Chandelier is if you're gonna swing from a fucking chandelier, which they do not do.
Agreed.
Why do you have the song Chandelier in there if you're not gonna swing from a chandelier? You know you're adapting a Baz Luhrmann film, right? He's not the most subtle fucking person on the planet!
Look, that would require wire work, and I mean, what do you think this is? Spider-Man Turn Off the Dark?
Yeah, let's talk about Roxanne and how they fucked this scene up!
Wow, you sound pretty passionate about this. I'll just let you start.
His eyes on your face, his hand on your hand, his lips caress your skin. It's more than I can stand. Roxanne, you don't have to wear that dress tonight. Walk these streets for money. You don't care if it's wrong or if it is right.
This song is fine.
I feel like they just did a version of like the normal Roxanne in
Right.
this one,
Like they
which
mixed it
yeah.
with the Police version in a way where you get neither effect of the Police song nor the original Cool Tango version.
honestly, why would you not do the Cool Tango version? I feel like that's the most memorable part of the movie.
It is the best part of that movie. It is one of the best musical theater sequences ever put on film.
And it's a Police song, which honestly, more than they deserve.
Are the Police not a respected band?
I mean, it depends who you ask. I feel like I don't respect them that much. They're okay. I'd put them on like U2 level, which is, well, actually, I put them a little above U2. I'll be realistic.
Yeah, I don't like this scene. I think Aaron Tveit could have sang the original version very well. It's just that the story elements up to this point aren't building up to the same things as the story elements in the film, for one. I
Yep.
feel like they're attempting two different things. I feel like the emotional peak is not the same, and there's no tension. There's no tension in the scene. It's just stopping the story.
Yeah. But that's because they had to add the new climax, which is Rolling in the Deep.
I hate it. I hate it so much. Let's talk about that. All right, we're moving on.
There's a fire starting in my heart, reaching a fever pitch, and it's bringing me out the dark. Finally, I can see you crystal clear. So go ahead and sell me out, and I'll lay your shit bare. See how I leave with every piece of you. Don't underestimate the things that I will do. There's a fire starting in my heart, reaching a fever pitch, and it's bringing me out the dark.
I don't like this song. I don't think Adele does a bad job with it, but I don't like this song.
I feel like it was sung with, like, unending passion, personal, uncompromising personal passion.
Do you now?
Okay, yeah, honestly, they didn't do a terrible job with the song. It's just, like, what is it doing here?
It's our 11 o'clock number, and it's bad.
Like, what was wrong with the Roxanne tango? Why didn't we just do that? Why is this here?
There is, in the movie, there is not a song after Christian gets dumped by Satine. In theory, I can understand the mental fortitude of saying he needs to have a song explaining his emotions of being dumped and being betrayed and all that. I can understand that logic. Rolling in the Deep is not the song for that.
No, I mean, I agree.
Like, Rolling in the Deep, like, as a pop
I think
song...
they were just thinking, like, what's a very passionate sounding song, and Rolling in the Deep fits it.
Like, don't underestimate the things that I will do. There's a fire starting in my heart, reaching a fever pitch that's bringing me out of the dark. The scars of your love remind me of us. They keep me thinking that we almost had it all. The scars of your love, they leave me breathless. I can't help feeling. Like, it's so general.
Yeah, I mean, it's a pop song. So, I mean, I feel like you have to expect that a little bit.
The lyric, like, okay. If they had done something like they slowed it down a bunch and made it sound almost like The Show Must Go On kind of style, this song could have worked. Lyrically, it fits.
Why not mash it up with The Show Must Go On? You know, do something interesting.
Well, no, we can't do that, Andrew. We can't have The Show Must Go On because we don't want good things in our show. We don't want good things in our musical, Andrew.
Why is The Show Must Go On not in here?
Fuck,
like, The Show Must Go On is so important to Moulin Rouge.
It is so important that it's
now the Nostalgia Critic's theme song.
Maybe that's why they cut it out. What's your overall thoughts and your cheese rating, Andrew?
The Moulin Rouge movie is bizarre, and I don't know if I like it or not. The Moulin Rouge stage show is not nearly as bizarre, and I know that I don't like it because of that. I feel like it doesn't fulfill what the movie promised to me. As far as a cheese rating, I would give it Passion du Fromage, which is a French-sounding cheese that is very passionate. And as we know, this is uncompromising personal passion put on stage. So,
yeah, uncompromising passion, by the words of Ben Brantley. Moulin Rouge the movie, I love it. It's great. I understand it's chaotic. I understand it's not everyone's thing, but I enjoy watching it a lot. I watch it like once a year. It's a blast. The musical isn't that great. I'm sorry. I know there's a lot of like very devoted fans out there to it, and we are yucking your yum. And I'm sorry that we didn't like this one. But maybe next time we'll like something that you like, and we'll all jack off that musical together. But this time,
yeah, everyone is allowed to like whatever they want. So don't take this to heart.
No, we don't.
If you loved it, that's whatever.
Yeah, and I can understand why people would like this. It's not like, if you like this, you're stupid.
We're not the Nostalgia Critic.
No. You know what? I thought it was good. I thought I had some creative visuals, and like overall, it was like pretty alright.
I love that meme where he just like points at his computer and then like.
What?
You've seen the one where he points at his computer and then he looks directly at the camera and he's like, "Whoa!"
What? Is that a meme?
That's that meme.
What the fuck? I mean, this is.
Dude, the
This.
Nostalgia Critic really gets around.
So my cheese rating is string cheese fireworks. Because, baby, you're a firework. Thank you guys for listening. We're on iTunes, Spotify, Stitcher at Musicals with Cheese. We're on Twitter at Cheesy Musicals. We're on Patreon at Musicals with Cheese, Instagram Musicals with Cheese, YouTube page Musicals with Cheese. We have a Patreon-only podcast, Patreon with Cheese. Check that out. We're doing Schmigadoon breakdowns. Email us at musicaltheaterlives@gmail.com. Our title card is created by the amazing Jolene Casco. Go send her some love at Jolene Casco. Our keeper of the cheese is Juliet Antonio. This show is produced by the incredible, the wonderful, please come back or else this show will not work anymore, Brianna Jones.
We'll just talk about Doug Walker forever.
Oh no.
The show must go on.
No, the review must go on. It's not even show. They say review.
God, I hate that.
I hate that form of internet. Like that period of internet.
It's pure cringe, and that's where we were born. We were raised in the cringe.
We were raised in the cringe.
Some of you have merely adopted the cringe, but we were born into it.
Molded
Formed by it.
Bree, you need to come back. This is what the show will be without you. It'll be niche Nostalgia Critic references. Oh, God.
Wow, what a great review we just did, Jess. Wait, who's in my review right now? Someone is appearing in my review.
The fan critic? I didn't know you'd be here.
What are you doing in my review?
Well, I came to stop you from reviewing this. We did this bit literally 2 weeks ago.
No, I have to do the review. There's no other way.
Well, then let me do it with you.
I can't let you because it's technically I'm the guy who does the review of this movie. You're the fan critic. You review fans.
This is an ice oscillating fan that I found on eBay.
I'm gonna fucking die.
This is what our early episodes were. Was just you and I fucking around.
We get back to our roots.
I miss you, Bree. Our themes were created by the amazing Robin Nash of IOU Music UK. Thank you for all of them. You made some great theme music. Jesus, how is Bree gonna fucking edit this episode?
It's not possible. It's not possible.
Thank you to the Broadway Podcast Network for having us on the platform and for not kicking us off for referencing the Nostalgia Critic 45 too many times. All right, Andrew, is there anything else you want to say before we wrap this up?
No, I think we've covered it all.
You know what, Andrew? The review must go on. What would you do if the last thing you saw before you lived was like the Doug Walker holding a gun to your head?
Doug Walker holding a gun.
And then he shoots it, and then it's just
you hear the riff. The last thing you hear.
And just so we're clear, we all fucking hate Doug Walker here. We're not a pro Doug Walker podcast.
What? Who is a pro? Is there pro Doug Walker people out there?
Oh, fuck yes, there are.
Oh my God.
I'm sure they're going to be coming at us like, how dare you talk about Doug Walker, our Lord and Savior. We go to the Church of the Bum Reviews and we worship the foot of that guy with the glasses.
Oh, Chester A. Bum. What a lighthearted and kind portrayal of homeless Americans.
You know, empathy. The first thing when I think about Doug Walker, it's empathy. We'll see you next time on Musicals with Cheese.